many, and I'm one of those many who believe that the end of all things is very near. And I think what's extremely important for those of us who have the belief and the faith, and I hope somewhat the knowledge, to be able to say that the end time will be rather a process of years. 7, in fact, I believe it is the case. And if you read the prophecies of Daniel and his discussions, many of which seem to have parallels in Revelation, the numbers seem to work out perfectly in regards to the 7 years. So that's very much a part not only of the conception that we have from reading Revelation, but also from a clear understanding of the prophetic word as it is in Daniel. But the reason for saying that, and this isn't a time to try to clarify those points, sometimes it may be something we may want to do later, but right now is that there is going to be this final day. Now, in a sense, for the saints, hopefully you and I, who decided to believe on the Lord, just as Jesus told Nicodemus, the 3rd chapter of John. Nicodemus went to Jesus' house, I believe, to talk to him more carefully about the possibility that he was the prophesied Messiah. And almost immediately, Jesus declared in almost a loving, apodictic way that, and he knew what Nicodemus was about. Of course, the whole idea, the whole hope, is that there is this Messiah and that there is this restoration of all things, that there will be a kingdom here on this earth. There will be resurrections. The Jews had their own idea of resurrections. And part of a kingdom of God, which is somewhat different than the Christian understanding, evangelical Christian understanding. They more or less believe that there would be a time when each Jew, and I suppose the many possible Gentiles who decided to believe in the Jewish covenants and were circumcised and believed in the Mosaic prophetic word that comes from the Old Testament, that they would have the covenants of God, through the covenants of God, a place in a new heaven and a new earth. Excuse me. And getting there as a result of how careful they had been to make sure the good that they did somehow outweighed the evil. But we know, and we believe, New Testament. Certainly through teachings of Paul and of Jesus specifically. Excuse me again. Those prophetic words that appeared in the latter chapters of Matthew. And then, of course, in the New Testament letters, as Paul taught. The 15th chapter of Corinthians and in Thessalonians and other places where we are taught that by faith in Jesus Christ, that the second man, Adam, who is the firstborn among many brethren, who would be our elder brother, would rule and reign on earth, and that those who believed in him as taught, first of all, and then again, many times and in many ways, particularly in Romans, and we would be part of the family of God, whose elder brother was Jesus, Yeshua Mashiach, and of course the Father of whom, of all of those in God's kingdom, is God the Father. And so Jesus taught his disciples to pray, Our Father, which art in heaven. And that clarified he wasn't talking about the Father of this earth. Jesus spoke of that Father as being the Father of the wicked, the unbelieving, the children, in a sense, offspring of Satan, who had aligned themselves, rejected with Satan and Satan's desires to... Hello? Well, somewhat. Yeah, that'll be good in the next few minutes. God bless. Love you, bye.